100 Civics Questions and Answers, 2025 U.S. Citizenship Test, Part 1, Questions 1 to 15. In a cozy classroom, the sun casts warm rays through the window, lighting up the rows of desks where students sit. The soft rustle of pages flipping and the occasional tapping of a pencil on a desk fill the air. At the front of the class, Anne stands at the chalkboard, ready to dive into the next round of civics questions. Mark, seated at his desk, fiddles nervously with his notebook, preparing for his upcoming U.S. naturalization test. Anne, ever supportive, sits beside him, eager to help him prepare.
All right, Mark, ready for the first 15 questions from the civics test. We're going to go through them one by one. I'll read each question and I'll give you 3 possible answers. You'll choose which one you think is correct. After that, I'll explain why the answer is right. Sound good?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Perfect. Let's begin. Question 1. What are the 2 parts of the U.S. Congress? A. The Senate and House of Representatives. B. The Supreme Court and House of Representatives. C. The President and the Senate.
I choose A. The Senate and House of Representatives.
Correct. The U.S. Congress is made up of 2 chambers, the Senate and the House of Representatives. Together, they make up the legislative branch of the U.S. government. Question 2. Under our Constitution, some powers belong to the federal government. What is one power of the federal government? A. To print money. B. To create laws for each state. C. To collect taxes from individuals.
I choose A. To print money.
Exactly. One of the powers of the federal government is to print money, which is managed by the U.S. Treasury. The federal government also has the power to regulate the nation's monetary system. Question 3. During the Cold War, what was the main concern of the United States? A. Communism. B. Fascism. C. World War II.
I choose A. Communism.
Correct. During the Cold War, the United States was primarily concerned with the spread of communism, especially in Europe and Asia. This fear led to various political and military confrontations, including the Korean and Vietnam Wars. Question 4. What did Martin Luther King Jr. do? A. Fought for civil rights. B. Fought for women's rights. C. Wrote the Constitution.
I choose A. Fought for civil rights.
That's right. Martin Luther King Jr. is best known for his leadership in the civil rights movement. He fought for racial equality, advocating for peaceful protests and nonviolent resistance. Question 5. Who vetoes bills? A. The President. B. Congress. C. The Supreme Court.
I choose A. The President.
Exactly. The President has the power to veto bills passed by Congress. A veto means the President rejects the bill, but Congress can override it with a 2/3 majority vote. Question 6. Name one branch or part of the government. A. The President. B. The Supreme Court. C. The legislative branch.
I choose C. The legislative branch.
Correct. The U.S. government is divided into three branches: the legislative branch, Congress; the executive branch, the President; and the judicial branch, the courts. Question 7. What is the name of the Speaker of the House of Representatives? A. Mike Johnson. B. Nancy Pelosi. C. Mitch McConnell.
I choose A. Mike Johnson.
Right. As of now, Mike Johnson is the Speaker of the House of Representatives. The Speaker is responsible for leading the House and ensuring the smooth operation of legislative business. Question 8. What did Susan B. Anthony do? A. Fought for women's rights. B. Fought for civil rights. C. Helped write the Constitution.
I choose A. Fought for women's rights.
Exactly. Susan B. Anthony was a pivotal leader in the women's suffrage movement. She fought for women's right to vote, which ultimately led to the 19th Amendment. Question 9. Why do some states have more representatives than other states? A. Because they have more people. B. Because they have more land. C. Because they are wealthier.
I choose A. Because they have more people.
Correct. The number of representatives a state has in the House is based on its population. States with larger populations have more representatives. Question 10. What is the highest court in the United States? A. The Supreme Court. B. The Court of Appeals. C. The District Court.
I choose A. The Supreme Court.
Correct. The Supreme Court is the highest court in the U.S. It has the final say on matters of constitutional law, and its decisions are binding across the nation. Question 11. The House of Representatives has how many voting members? A. 435. B. 100. C. 50.
I choose A. 435.
That's right. The House of Representatives has 435 voting members, each representing a district within their state. Question 12. What are two rights in the Declaration of Independence? A. Life and liberty. B. Freedom of speech and freedom of religion. C. Right to vote and the pursuit of happiness.
I choose A. Life and liberty.
Exactly. The Declaration of Independence lists the rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness as fundamental rights granted to all people. Question 13. Who is one of your state's U.S. senators? A. Answer depends on where you live. B. Mike Johnson. C. Nancy Pelosi.
I choose A. Answer depends on where you live.
That's right. U.S. senators vary by state. Each state has 2 senators, and you would need to look up your own state's current senators for this information. Question 14. What do we call the first 10 amendments to the Constitution? A. The Bill of Rights. B. The Preamble. C. The Constitution.
I choose A. The Bill of Rights.
Correct. The Bill of Rights consists of the first 10 amendments to the U.S. Constitution. These amendments guarantee individual rights, such as freedom of speech and religion. Question 15. Why did the colonists fight the British? A. Because of high taxes. B. Because of land disputes. C. Because of religious differences.
I choose A. Because of high taxes.
That's right. One of the main reasons the American colonists fought the British was due to high taxes and a lack of representation in the British government. Great job, Mark. You finished the first 15 questions. Keep practicing, and we'll move on to the next set soon. You're doing awesome.
Thanks, Anne. I feel much more confident now. Let's do the next set next time.
100 Civics Questions and Answers. 2025 U.S. Citizenship Test. Part 2. Questions 16 to 30. The afternoon light has begun to fade, casting long shadows across the room. The ceiling fan whirs softly, providing a cool breeze. Mark, now a bit more relaxed after the first set of questions, looks to Anne, eager to continue. She smiles at him, giving a reassuring nod. It's time for the next set.
All right, Mark, let's keep going with the next set of questions. Ready?
Yep, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Question 16. What are 2 ways that Americans can participate in their democracy? A. Vote and run for office. B. Serve in the military and vote. C. Petition Congress and run for office.
I choose A. Vote and run for office.
Great choice. Voting is one of the most fundamental ways Americans participate in their democracy by choosing leaders and shaping laws. Running for office is another way, as it allows individuals to serve as public officials, directly affecting how the country is governed. Question 17. When must all men register for the Selective Service? A. At age 16. B. At age 18. C. At age 21.
I choose B. At age 18.
Exactly. All men in the U.S. must register for the Selective Service when they turn 18. This system helps ensure the country can quickly raise an army in times of national emergency, though there has not been a draft since the Vietnam War. Question 18. What are 2 cabinet-level positions? A. Attorney General, Vice President. B. Secretary of State, Chief Justice. C. Secretary of Defense, Senate Majority Leader.
I choose A. Attorney General, Vice President.
Right. The Attorney General is the head of the Department of Justice, responsible for overseeing the legal affairs of the country. The Vice President, while not technically in the cabinet, holds a cabinet-level position and assists the President, especially in matters of national importance. Question 19. What is the economic system in the United States? A. Socialist economy. B. Market economy. C. Command economy.
I choose B. Market economy.
That's correct. The U.S. operates on a market economy where businesses and consumers make decisions about production, pricing, and distribution of goods based on supply and demand. The government generally does not control or direct these decisions. Question 20. How many U.S. senators are there? A. 100. B. 50. C. 435.
I choose A. 100.
Correct. There are 100 U.S. senators, 2 from each state. This helps ensure that every state, regardless of size, has an equal voice in the Senate. Question 21. What major event happened on September 11, 2001 in the United States? A. The end of the Vietnam War. B. Terrorists attacked the United States. C. The signing of the Civil Rights Act.
I choose B. Terrorists attacked the United States.
That's right. On September 11, 2001, terrorists from the Al-Qaeda group hijacked airplanes and carried out attacks on the World Trade Center in New York City and the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. It was a devastating event that led to significant changes in U.S. policies, especially related to national security. Question 22. Who makes federal laws? A. The President. B. Congress. C. The Supreme Court.
I choose B. Congress.
Correct. Federal laws are made by Congress, which consists of the Senate and the House of Representatives. The President may propose laws, but only Congress has the power to pass them. Question 23. What is the name of the President of the United States now? A. Barack Obama. B. Joe Biden. C. Donald Trump.
I choose C. Donald Trump.
That's right. Donald Trump is the 45th President of the United States. He served from January 20th, 2017 to January 20th, 2021 after defeating Hillary Clinton in the 2016 election. He was succeeded by Joe Biden, who became the 46th president after winning the 2020 election. Question 24. Name the U.S. war between the North and the South. A. The Civil War. B. World War I. C. The Spanish-American War.
I choose A. The Civil War.
Correct. The Civil War was fought from 1861 to 1865 between the Northern States Union and the Southern States Confederacy over issues like slavery and states' rights. It was the deadliest conflict in U.S. history. Question 25. Where is the Statue of Liberty? A. New York Harbor. B. Los Angeles Harbor. C. Chicago Harbor.
I choose A. New York Harbor.
Exactly. The Statue of Liberty stands in New York Harbor, a symbol of freedom and democracy. It was a gift from France in 1886 and has welcomed millions of immigrants to America over the years. Question 26. Why does the flag have 13 stripes? A. Because there were 13 original colonies. B. To represent the 13 presidents. C. To honor the 13 founders of the U.S.
I choose A. Because there were 13 original colonies.
Correct. The 13 stripes on the U.S. flag represent the original 13 colonies that declared their independence from Britain in 1776. The stars represent the 50 states. Question 27. Who was president during World War I? A. Theodore Roosevelt. B. Woodrow Wilson. C. Franklin D. Roosevelt.
I choose B. Woodrow Wilson.
Right. Woodrow Wilson was president during World War I. He led the U.S. through the war and later played a key role in forming the League of Nations, which was an early attempt at creating a global peacekeeping organization. Question 28. Who is the commander-in-chief of the military? A. The President. B. The Vice President. C. The Secretary of Defense.
I choose A. The President.
Correct. The President is the Commander-in-Chief of the U.S. military, meaning they have ultimate authority over military decisions, though the Congress controls funding for military operations. Question 29. Under our Constitution, some powers belong to the states. What is one power of the states? A. To give a driver's license. B. To create treaties with foreign nations. C. To declare war.
I choose A. To give a driver's license.
Exactly. States have the power to issue driver's licenses, as well as manage education, conduct elections, and regulate local businesses. Foreign relations and war are powers reserved for the federal government. Question 30. Who is in charge of the executive branch? A. The Vice President. B. The Speaker of the House. C. The President.
I choose C. The President.
That's correct. The President is the head of the executive branch, which is responsible for enforcing the laws passed by Congress. The President also manages foreign relations, military decisions, and the federal bureaucracy. Nice job, Mark. You're doing great. Ready for the next set?
Absolutely, Anne. Let's keep going.
Anne smiles and flips to the next page of the civics booklet, feeling satisfied with the progress Mark has made. The room feels warmer now, but both of them are ready to tackle the next set of questions head-on. 100 Civics Questions and Answers, 2025 U.S. Citizenship Test, Part 3, Questions 31 to 45. The classroom is quiet now, the sounds of the outside world muffled by the thick windows. Anne, still cheerful, picks up the next sheet of questions, ready for the next round. Mark, who had been leaning back in his chair for a brief moment of rest, straightens up and adjusts his glasses, preparing himself mentally for the next set.
All right, Mark, let's dive into the next 15 questions. Ready for this round?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Question 31. When do we celebrate Independence Day? A. July 1st. B. July 4th. C. August 15th.
I choose B. July 4th.
Correct. Independence Day is celebrated on July 4th every year. It marks the anniversary of the adoption of the Declaration of Independence in 1776, when the 13 American colonies declared their independence from Great Britain. Question 32. We elect a U.S. representative for how many years? A. 4 years. B. 6 years. C. 2 years.
I choose C. 2 years.
Right. U.S. representatives serve 2-year terms in the House of Representatives. They must stand for re-election every 2 years to keep their seat, ensuring they stay closely connected to the people they represent. Question 33. What happened at the Constitutional Convention? A. The Bill of Rights was signed. B. The U.S. Constitution was written. C. The Declaration of Independence was signed.
I choose B. The U.S. Constitution was written.
Correct. In 1787, delegates from the 13 states met in Philadelphia to create a new constitution, replacing the Articles of Confederation. The result was the U.S. Constitution, which set up the government structure we still use today. Question 34. What does the Constitution do? A. Sets up the government. B. Describes the duties of citizens. C. Declares independence from Britain.
I choose A. Sets up the government.
Exactly. The Constitution lays the framework for the government, defining the structure and powers of the branches of government, and it outlines the basic rights of citizens. Question 35. What group of people was taken to America and sold as slaves? A. Asians. B. Africans. C. Native Americans.
I choose B. Africans.
Right. Africans were taken to the American colonies as slaves starting in the early 1600s. This tragic chapter in U.S. history affected millions of people and had lasting impacts on the country's social and economic systems. Question 36. Who wrote the Declaration of Independence? A. Benjamin Franklin. B. Thomas Jefferson. C. George Washington.
I choose B. Thomas Jefferson.
Correct. Thomas Jefferson was the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. He wrote it in 1776, asserting the colonies' desire to be free from British rule and outlining the reasons for their decision. Question 37. Name one U.S. territory. A. Cuba. B. Puerto Rico. C. Greenland.
I choose B. Thomas Jefferson.
That's right. Puerto Rico is an unincorporated U.S. territory located in the Caribbean. It has its own local government, but U.S. federal laws apply, and its residents are U.S. citizens. Question 38. What is the name of the national anthem? A. America the Beautiful. B. The Star-Spangled Banner. C. God Bless America.
I choose B. The Star-Spangled Banner.
Exactly. The Star-Spangled Banner is the national anthem of the United States. Written by Francis Scott Key, it became the official anthem in 1931 and is often played at public events and ceremonies. Question 39. Name one American Indian tribe in the United States. A. The Crow. B. The Mayans. C. The Vikings.
I choose A. The Crow.
Correct. The Crow are a Native American tribe primarily located in the northern Great Plains. There are many other tribes across the country, such as the Navajo, Cherokee, and Sioux. Question 40. Who was president during the Great Depression and World War II? A. Franklin D. Roosevelt. B. Harry S. Truman. C. Dwight D. Eisenhower.
I choose A. Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Right. Franklin D. Roosevelt served as president from 1933 to 1945, guiding the U.S. through the Great Depression with his New Deal programs and leading the nation through most of World War II. Question 41. Who is the father of our country? A. Thomas Jefferson. B. Abraham Lincoln. C. George Washington.
I choose C. George Washington.
Exactly. George Washington is often referred to as the father of our country because he was the first president of the United States and played a key role in the founding of the nation. Question 42. There were 13 original states. Name 3. A. New York, New Jersey, New Hampshire. B. Texas, Florida, California. C. Illinois, Ohio, Michigan.
I choose A. New York, New Jersey, New Hampshire.
Correct. The 13 original states were the first colonies that declared independence from Britain in 1776. New York, New Jersey, and New Hampshire were among them. Question 43. Who signs bills to become laws? A. The President. B. The Supreme Court. C. Congress.
I choose A. The President.
Exactly. After Congress passes a bill, the President must sign it into law. If the President disagrees with the bill, they can veto it, though Congress can override a veto with a 2/3 majority vote. Question 44. What ocean is on the west coast of the United States? A. The Atlantic Ocean. B. The Indian Ocean. C. The Pacific Ocean.
I choose C. The Pacific Ocean.
Correct. The Pacific Ocean is on the west coast of the United States, stretching from California all the way up to Alaska. It is the largest and deepest ocean in the world. Question 45. The idea of self-government is in the first 3 words of the Constitution. What are these words? A. We the people. B. Government of the people. C. For the people.
I choose A. We the people.
Exactly. We the people starts the preamble of the U.S. Constitution, emphasizing the idea that the government derives its power from the consent of the governed. It's a fundamental principle of American democracy. Excellent work, Mark. You're really getting the hang of this. How are you feeling so far?
I feel a lot more confident. Thanks for helping me with these, Anne. Let's do a few more next time.
You're welcome. You're doing great. We'll go over the next set soon.
The two of them gather their materials, both satisfied with the progress made. The classroom hums with a quiet sense of accomplishment, and as they close their books, the feeling of readiness for the next session lingers in the air. 100 Civics Questions and Answers, 2025 U.S. Citizenship Test, Part 4, Questions 46 to 60. The classroom is quieter now, with only the sound of pages turning and the faint tick of the clock on the wall. Mark has been doing well with the questions so far, but Anne can see he's starting to tire. Still, she knows they're almost through this section, and it's only a matter of staying focused.
All right, Mark, we're halfway through the next set of questions. Just 15 more and you're one step closer. Ready?
Definitely. Let's keep going.
Question 46. What are two rights of everyone living in the United States? A. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion. B. Right to vote, right to a trial. C. Right to own property, right to education.
I choose A. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion.
Correct. The First Amendment guarantees these two rights to everyone in the United States, ensuring people can express their opinions and practice any religion or none at all without government interference. Question 47. Why does the flag have 50 stars? A. Because there are 50 presidents. B. Because there are 50 states. C. Because there are 50 territories.
I choose B. Because there are 50 states.
Right. The 50 stars on the flag represent the 50 states in the Union. Each star symbolizes a state, and the number of stars has changed as the country added new states. Question 48. What territory did the United States buy from France in 1803? A. Alaska. B. Hawaii. C. Louisiana.
I choose C. Louisiana.
Correct. The Louisiana Purchase in 1803 doubled the size of the United States. The U.S. bought the land from France for $15 million, which was a huge bargain at the time. Question 49. What stops one branch of government from becoming too powerful? A. Separation of powers. B. Checks and balances. C. Judicial review.
I choose B. Checks and balances.
Exactly. The system of checks and balances ensures that no one branch of government, executive, legislative, or judicial, becomes too powerful. Each branch can limit the powers of the others to maintain balance and fairness. Question 50. Name one of the two longest rivers in the United States. A. The Mississippi River. B. The Colorado River. C. The Ohio River.
I choose A. The Mississippi River.
Correct. The Mississippi River is one of the longest rivers in the U.S., stretching over 2,300 miles, along with the Missouri River. It forms the longest river system in North America. Question 51. What is one promise you make when you become a United States citizen? A. To serve in the military if asked. B. To be loyal to the United States. C. To never leave the country.
I choose B. To be loyal to the United States.
Right. One of the key promises made during the naturalization process is to be loyal to the United States, which means putting the country's interests above those of other nations. Question 52. Name your U.S. representative. A. Answer depends on where you live. B. Nancy Pelosi. C. Chuck Schumer.
I choose A. Answer depends on where you live.
Exactly. Your U.S. representative depends on your district. Each district elects a representative to represent its interests in the House of Representatives. Question 53. In what month do we vote for president? A. January. B. November. C. September.
I choose B. November.
Correct. U.S. presidential elections are held every 4 years on the first Tuesday after the first Monday in November. It's always November, and it's a major event for the entire nation. Question 54. Who was the first president? A. George Washington. B. John Adams. C. Thomas Jefferson.
I choose A. George Washington.
Right. George Washington was the first president of the United States. He set many precedents, including the tradition of a peaceful transfer of power and serving only 2 terms. Question 55. What did the Declaration of Independence do? A. Created the U.S. Constitution. B. Announced our independence from Great Britain. C. Ended the Revolutionary War.
I choose B. Announced our independence from Great Britain.
Correct. The Declaration of Independence, signed on July 4, 1776, officially declared that the 13 American colonies were no longer under British rule and were now independent states. Question 56. What are the 2 major political parties in the United States? A. Democratic and Republican. B. Democratic and Libertarian. C. Republican and Green.
I choose A. Democratic and Republican.
Exactly. The 2 main political parties in the U.S. are the Democratic and Republican parties. They dominate the political landscape, with candidates from each party competing for elected offices at all levels of government. Question 57. We elect a U.S. Senator for how many years? A. 2 years. B. 4 years. C. 6 years.
I choose C. 6 years.
Correct. U.S. senators serve 6-year terms. Each state elects 2 senators, and they serve staggered terms so that about 1/3 of the Senate is up for election every 2 years. Question 58. Name 1 state that borders Canada. A. New York. B. Florida. C. Texas.
I choose A. New York.
Right. New York borders Canada to the north, along with several other states like Michigan, Montana, and Alaska. The U.S. shares a long border with Canada, the longest international border in the world. Question 59. What does the judicial branch do? A. Makes laws. B. Reviews laws. C. Enforces laws.
I choose B. Reviews laws.
Correct. The judicial branch, led by the Supreme Court, interprets and reviews laws to ensure they are constitutional. It also resolves legal disputes and protects individual rights. Question 60. What is one thing Benjamin Franklin is famous for? A. U.S. diplomat. B. First president. C. Wrote the Constitution.
I choose A. U.S. diplomat.
Exactly. Benjamin Franklin was not only one of the founding fathers, but also a skilled diplomat. He helped secure French support during the American Revolution, which was crucial to the success of the Revolution. Great job, Mark. You finished this round, and I can see you're really getting the hang of these. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty confident now, Anne. This is definitely helping me prepare.
I'm glad to hear that. You're almost there. We'll finish up the rest of the questions soon.
As they both start gathering their materials, the energy in the room feels lighter. With each set of questions, Mark grows more confident, and Anne knows they're making great progress. The end of the test feels closer with each passing minute. 100 Civics Questions and Answers, 2025 U.S. Citizenship Test, Part 5, Questions 61 to 75. The sun has begun to set outside, casting a soft orange glow through the classroom windows. Mark, though still attentive, starts to shift in his seat a little more often, stretching his arms as they go through the final set of questions for the evening. Anne notices his fatigue but is pleased with how much he's learned.
All right, Mark, we're in the home stretch. Just a few more to go, and then you can take a well-earned break. Ready for the next round?
Yes, I'm still good to go. Let's finish this.
Question 61. Name one right only for United States citizens. A. To vote in a federal election. B. To own a gun. C. To serve on a jury.
I choose A. To vote in a federal election.
Correct. Only U.S. citizens have the right to vote in federal elections. This is one of the privileges of citizenship, and it's a key way for citizens to participate in the democratic process. Question 62. What is the capital of your state? A. Answer depends on where you live. B. The largest city. C. The seat of the governor's office.
I choose A. Answer depends on where you live.
Right. The capital of a state is specific to each state. For example, the capital of California is Sacramento, while the capital of New York is Albany. It's something each state designates as its seat of government. Question 63. Name one war fought by the United States in the 1800s. A. The Civil War. B. World War I. C. The War on Terror.
I choose A. The Civil War.
Correct. The Civil War was fought between the North and South from 1861 to 1865. It was a pivotal moment in American history, leading to the abolition of slavery and the preservation of the Union. Question 64. The Federalist Papers supported the passage of the U.S. Constitution. Name one of the writers. A. John Adams. B. John Jay. C. Patrick Henry.
I choose B. John Jay.
That's right. John Jay, along with Alexander Hamilton and James Madison, wrote the Federalist Papers to encourage the ratification of the Constitution. These essays explain the need for a stronger central government and helped shape the nation's political landscape. Question 65. What is the capital of the United States? A. New York City. B. Washington, D.C. C. Philadelphia.
I choose B. Washington, D.C.
Exactly. Washington, D.C. is the capital of the United States, serving as the center of the federal government. It's where the White House, the Capitol, and the Supreme Court are located. Question 66. What is the political party of the president? A. Republican. B. Democratic. C. Independent.
I choose A. Republican.
Correct. As of today, the President, Joe Biden, is a member of the Democratic Party. But at the time of the test, you'd need to know the political affiliation of the current president. For future tests, check the latest information. Question 67. If both the president and the vice president can no longer serve, who becomes president? A. The Secretary of State. B. The Speaker of the House. C. The Chief Justice.
I choose B. The Speaker of the House.
Right. The Speaker of the House is next in line to become president if both the president and vice president can no longer serve. This line of succession is clearly laid out in the U.S. Constitution. Question 68. What is an amendment? A. A change to the Constitution. B. A new law passed by Congress. C. An executive order from the President.
I choose A. A change to the Constitution.
Correct. An amendment is a formal change or addition to the Constitution. There are 27 amendments, and they've shaped the way the U.S. government operates over time. Question 69. Name one war fought by the United States in the 1900s. A. The Korean War. B. The Revolutionary War. C. The Civil War.
I choose A. The Korean War.
That's right. The U.S. fought in the Korean War from 1950 to 1953 as part of its involvement in the Cold War. The war ended in an armistice with no clear victory, but it had a lasting impact on U.S. foreign policy. Question 70. How many amendments does the Constitution have? A. 27. B. 23. C. 50.
I choose A. 27.
Exactly. There are 27 amendments to the U.S. Constitution. These amendments have provided important protections for civil rights, expanded suffrage, and addressed changes in society over time. Question 71. When was the Declaration of Independence adopted? A. July 4th, 1776. B. August 15th, 1775. C. September 17th, 1787.
I choose A. July 4th, 1776.
Correct. The Declaration of Independence was adopted on July 4, 1776, declaring the American colonies' independence from Great Britain. It's a day celebrated annually as Independence Day in the U.S. Question 72. When is the last day you can send in federal income tax forms? A. March 15th. B. April 15th. C. May 1st.
I choose B. April 15th.
That's right. The deadline for filing federal income taxes in the U.S. is typically April 15th, although it can be extended under certain circumstances. It's important to remember that late filing or paying can result in penalties. Question 73. Who did the United States fight in World War II? A. Japan, Italy, and Germany. B. France, Spain, and the Soviet Union. C. Japan, China, and Russia.
I choose A. Japan, Italy, and Germany.
Correct. The U.S. fought against the Axis powers, Japan, Italy, and Germany, during World War II, which lasted from 1939 to 1945. The U.S. entered the war after the attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941. Question 74. If the president can no longer serve, who becomes president? A. The Vice President. B. The Speaker of the House. C. The Secretary of Defense.
I choose A. The Vice President.
Exactly. If the president cannot serve, the vice president takes over the presidency. This is part of the presidential line of succession, which ensures leadership continuity. Question 75. What was one important thing that Abraham Lincoln did? A. Freed the slaves. B. Founded the Republican Party. C. Wrote the Constitution.
I choose A. Freed the slaves.
Correct. Abraham Lincoln is best known for issuing the Emancipation Proclamation, which declared the freedom of slaves in Confederate states during the Civil War. He is also remembered for his leadership during the war and for preserving the Union. Well done, Mark. You've made it through this set of questions. How do you feel?
That was a lot, but I think I'm getting the hang of it now. It's definitely easier when you explain it like that.
I'm glad to hear that. We're almost at the end. Just a few more rounds, and you'll be all set.
The classroom feels more relaxed now as Anne begins to gather her notes. Mark, though a bit tired, is excited by the progress he's made. With each round, he's getting closer to his goal. Just a few more sections to go, and he'll be ready for the test. 100 Civics Questions and Answers, 2025 U.S. Citizenship Test, Part 6, Questions 76 to 90. The soft hum of the classroom air conditioning fills the room, creating a peaceful atmosphere as Mark takes a quick sip of water. Anne, noticing his slight fatigue, smiles reassuringly.
You're doing amazing, Mark. Just a few more rounds and we'll wrap this up. Ready to tackle the next set?
Absolutely. Let's get through these last ones.
Question 76. Who is the Chief Justice of the United States? A. John Roberts. B. Clarence Thomas. C. Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
I choose A. John Roberts.
Correct. John Roberts has served as the Chief Justice of the United States since 2005. As Chief Justice, he leads the Supreme Court and ensures that the court functions smoothly. He also presides over impeachment trials in the Senate. Question 77. Who is the governor of your state? A. Answer depends on where you live. B. The President. C. The Speaker of the House.
I choose A answer depends on where you live.
That's right. The governor is the elected leader of each state, and the identity of the governor changes depending on where you live. For example, if you live in California, the governor is Gavin Newsom, while if you're in Texas, it's Greg Abbott. Question 78. Before he was president, Eisenhower was a general. What war was he in? A. World War I. B. World War II. C. The Vietnam War.
I choose B. World War II.
Exactly. Dwight D. Eisenhower was a five-star general in the U.S. Army and served as the supreme commander of Allied forces in Europe during World War II. His leadership was key to the success of the D-Day invasion, and after the war, he became president in 1953. Question 79. When was the Constitution written? A. 1776. B. 1787. C. 1800.
I choose B. 1787.
Correct. The U.S. Constitution was written in 1787 during the Constitutional Convention in Philadelphia. It created the framework for the federal government, establishing a system of checks and balances and separating powers among the three branches: legislative, executive, and judicial. Question 80. What movement tried to end racial discrimination? A. The women's suffrage movement. B. The civil rights movement. C. The labor movement.
I choose B. The civil rights movement.
Right. The civil rights movement, led by figures like Martin Luther King Jr. and Rosa Parks, aimed to end segregation and discrimination based on race, particularly against African Americans. It led to significant legislative changes, including the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Question 81. What does the President's Cabinet do? A. Advises the President. B. Writes new laws. C. Leads the military.
I choose A. Advises the President.
Correct. The President's Cabinet consists of the heads of the executive departments, such as the Secretary of Defense and the Secretary of State. They offer advice and help implement the President's policies. Though they don't write laws, they play a crucial role in the administration of the government. Question 82. What is one right or freedom from the First Amendment? A. Speech. B. The right to bear arms. C. The right to a fair trial.
I choose A. Speech.
Exactly. The First Amendment guarantees several freedoms, and freedom of speech is one of the most fundamental. It ensures that individuals can express their opinions and ideas without fear of government interference or punishment. Question 83. What do we show loyalty to when we say the Pledge of Allegiance? A. The President. B. The United States. C. The Constitution.
I choose B. The United States.
Correct. The Pledge of Allegiance expresses loyalty and commitment to the United States and its ideals. It's a public declaration of unity and patriotism, emphasizing our shared values as a nation. Question 84. How old do citizens have to be to vote for president? A. 16 and older. B. 18 and older. C. 21 and older.
I choose B. 18 and older.
Right. U.S. citizens must be at least 18 years old to vote in presidential elections. This age requirement ensures that voters have reached the age of adulthood and maturity to make an informed decision at the polls. Question 85. What is one responsibility that is only for United States citizens? A. Paying taxes. B. Serving on a jury. C. Obeying traffic laws.
I choose B. Serving on a jury.
Correct. While non-citizens may live and work in the U.S., serving on a jury is a responsibility that is reserved for U.S. citizens. This duty is vital in ensuring that the justice system reflects the will of the people and that trials are fair. Question 86. How many justices are on the Supreme Court? A. 5. B. 7. C. 9.
I choose C. 9.
Exactly. The Supreme Court of the United States has 9 justices, including the Chief Justice. These justices interpret the laws of the country and make decisions on critical legal issues. They serve for life unless they retire or are impeached. Question 87. What ocean is on the east coast of the United States? A. The Pacific Ocean. B. The Atlantic Ocean. C. The Indian Ocean.
I choose B. The Atlantic Ocean.
Correct. The Atlantic Ocean borders the eastern side of the United States. It stretches from the northern part of the U.S. to Florida and beyond, and it has been crucial for trade, exploration, and cultural exchange throughout American history. Question 88. What is the rule of law? A. All laws must be enforced equally. B. The President makes the laws. C. Citizens must obey all laws except those they disagree with.
I choose A. All laws must be enforced equally.
Right. The rule of law ensures that no one is above the law, including government officials. It guarantees that laws apply equally to all individuals, which helps maintain fairness and justice within society. Question 89. What is freedom of religion? A. You can only practice Christianity. B. You can practice any religion or not practice a religion. C. You must follow a specific religion.
I choose B. You can practice any religion or not practice a religion.
Exactly. Freedom of religion, as guaranteed by the First Amendment, means that individuals in the United States are free to practice any religion of their choice or not practice any religion at all without interference from the government. Question 90. What is one reason colonists came to America? A. Freedom. B. To expand the British Empire. C. To escape from the French.
I choose A. Freedom.
Correct. Many colonists came to America seeking religious freedom, economic opportunities, and the chance to start a new life. Religious groups, like the Puritans, fled to America to escape religious persecution in Europe. Great job, Mark. We're getting close to the finish line now. How are you feeling?
Honestly, I'm feeling pretty confident. These questions are starting to make a lot more sense.
You've done an amazing job so far. One more session and you'll be all set. Let's keep it up and we'll go through the final part together.
The energy in the room feels light, with Mark's confidence growing as Anne continues guiding him through the questions. They're getting closer to their goal, and the sense of accomplishment is palpable. The end of this journey is almost in sight. 100 Civics Questions and Answers, 2025 U.S. Citizenship Test, Final. Questions 91 to 100 plus 5 bonus. The room feels quieter now. The question's almost complete. Mark leans back in his chair, stretching his arms, while Anne gathers her materials for the final round. They've come so far, and this is the home stretch. Just a few more questions to go.
All right, Mark, we're at the final stretch. You've done an amazing job so far, and we're almost there. Ready to tackle the last set?
You bet. Let's finish strong.
Question 91. Name 2 national U.S. holidays. A. Thanksgiving, Christmas. B. New Year's Day, Christmas. C. Labor Day, Memorial Day.
I choose B. New Year's Day, Christmas.
Correct. New Year's Day, January 1st, and Christmas, December 25th, are both celebrated nationwide as federal holidays. These days honor cultural traditions and offer a break from work and school across the country. Question 92. Name 1 state that borders Mexico. A. California. B. Oregon. C. New York.
I choose A. California.
Right. California is one of 4 states that border Mexico, along with Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. The U.S.-Mexico border spans about 1,954 miles, and California has some of the most well-known border towns, like San Diego. Question 93. We elect a president for how many years? A. 6 years. B. 2 years. C. 4 years.
I choose C. 4 years.
Exactly. U.S. presidents serve a 4-year term with the possibility of re-election for 1 additional term. This system ensures regular elections and accountability for the office of the president. Question 94. Name 1 problem that led to the Civil War. A. Slavery. B. Women's rights. C. The Great Depression.
I choose A. Slavery.
Correct. Slavery was one of the central issues that led to the American Civil War, 1861 to 1865. Disagreements over whether slavery should be allowed in new states and territories were among the key points of contention between the North and South. Question 95. What is the supreme law of the land? A. The Bill of Rights. B. The Constitution. C. The Declaration of Independence.
I choose B. The Constitution.
Exactly. The U.S. Constitution is the supreme law of the land. It establishes the framework for the federal government and sets the laws by which all states must abide. It serves as the foundation of American legal principles. Question 96. Who lived in America before the Europeans arrived? A. Native Americans. B. African Americans. C. Europeans.
I choose A. Native Americans.
Correct. Native Americans, or indigenous peoples, had lived in the Americas for thousands of years before European explorers and settlers arrived. They had diverse cultures, languages, and traditions that shape the history of the continent. Question 97. There are 4 amendments to the Constitution about who can vote. Describe one of them. A. Only landowners can vote. B. Any citizen can vote. C. Only white men can vote.
I choose B. Any citizen can vote.
Exactly. The 15th, 19th, 24th, and 26th Amendments expanded voting rights to all citizens, regardless of race, gender, wealth, or age, for those 18 and older. The idea is that voting should be a fundamental right for all citizens. Question 98. What did the Emancipation Proclamation do? A. Ended the Revolutionary War. B. Freed the slaves. C. Gave women the right to vote.
I choose B. Freed the slaves.
Correct. The Emancipation Proclamation, issued by President Abraham Lincoln in 1863, declared that all slaves in Confederate states were free. It was a pivotal moment in the Civil War and set the stage for the eventual abolition of slavery in the United States. Question 99. Who does a U.S. Senator represent? A. All people of the state. B. Only registered voters. C. Only the wealthy.
I choose A. All people of the state.
Correct. U.S. senators represent all citizens of their state, not just specific groups. Each state elects 2 senators, regardless of population size, and they work to pass laws that affect the entire country, not just their state. Question 100. What is the name of the Vice President of the United States? A. Kamala Harris. B. Mike Pence. C. J.D. Vance.
I choose C. J.D. Vance.
Correct. J.D. Vance is the current Vice President of the United States. He assumed office on January 20th, 2025, serving under President Donald Trump after the 2024 U.S. presidential election. Vance, a former U.S. Senator from Ohio and author of Hillbilly Elegy, became known for his populist views and strong stance on economic nationalism. His selection as vice president marked a shift in the administration's focus on working-class issues and conservative policies. Question 101. What is the primary function of the legislative branch of the U.S. government? A. To interpret laws. B. To enforce laws. C. To make laws.
I choose C. To make laws.
Correct. The legislative branch, consisting of the Senate and the House of Representatives, is responsible for making laws. It also has the power to approve or reject presidential appointments, treaties, and more. Question 102. What is the largest state in the United States by land area? A. Texas. B. Alaska. C. California.
I choose B. Alaska.
Right. Alaska is by far the largest state in the U.S., covering over 663,000 square miles. It's almost twice the size of Texas, which comes in second. Question 103. Who was the first woman to vote in the United States? A. Sojourner Truth. B. Elizabeth Cady Stanton. C. Susan B. Anthony.
I choose B. Elizabeth Cady Stanton.
Actually, while Elizabeth Cady Stanton was a key figure in the women's suffrage movement, Susan B. Anthony was the first woman arrested for voting in the U.S. She advocated for women's right to vote, and her efforts were instrumental in securing the 19th Amendment. Question 104. What is the capital of California? A. Los Angeles. B. Sacramento. C. San Francisco.
I choose B. Sacramento.
Correct. Sacramento is the capital of California. It serves as the center of the state's government and is located in the northern part of the state. Question 105. What do we celebrate on Memorial Day? A. The signing of the Declaration of Independence. B. The end of the Civil War. C. The men and women who died in military service.
I choose C. The men and women who died in military service.
Exactly. Memorial Day is a solemn holiday dedicated to honoring and remembering the men and women of the military who died while serving the United States. You did it, Mark. You've finished the entire set. How do you feel now?
I feel amazing, a little tired, but also really proud. I think I'm ready for the test.
I have no doubt you'll do great. You've worked hard, and all this knowledge will help you when the time comes. Keep reviewing, and you'll be set.
The room is filled with a sense of accomplishment as Mark and Anne share a smile. The journey through these questions, once intimidating, now feels like a well-traveled path. As Mark gathers his things, he feels a newfound confidence, ready to take on the citizenship test when the time arrives. The hard work has paid off, and the future looks bright.